Aloha, namaste. Welcome to Yoga Kirtan Hawaii's program this evening. I'm your host. My name is Mahabhagavat Das, and tonight's program is a soul journey, a spiritual self-discovery. So thank you for coming. And I'll just say a few things before we get started. So, Yoga Kirtan Hawaii, you can find us at yogakirtanhawaii.com, and of course on Facebook, where if you're watching this, you're on Facebook, and on Instagram. So Yoga Kirtan Hawaii is a Hawaii-based organization and based on Oahu specifically. And we offer different programs, programs, classes and events, including Hatha Yoga, Kirtan, meditation classes, and vegan dinners that unfortunately, due to the pandemic, obviously we're not able to offer these programs. And so pretty much for the last, I guess, since March or April, whenever the pandemic started and all the lockdowns started, we've been doing everything online. So there's plenty of programs on Facebook Live. There's almost a kirtan every night. There's regular classes, Hatha Yoga classes, Yoga Wisdom classes, and kirtan. So, please take advantage of the programs that we're offering online and watch them and join in whenever it suits you. And hopefully at some point this pandemic will relent, or at least the authorities will relent, or I guess it's a combination of both, opening up, the pandemic relenting, and people feeling comfortable to go and engage in activities with other people. So anyway, at some point, hopefully we'll be able to offer live, in-person programs again. Hopefully that's not too far away. So all our events are free or donation-based, and Yoga Kirtan Hawaii is the outreach arm of another organization called the Science of Identity Foundation. The Science of Identity Foundation was founded by my spiritual teacher, my spiritual master, Jagat Guru Siddhasarupananda Paramahansa, who's a disciple of His Divine Grace, Srila A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. And they're coming, or my spiritual teacher and Bhaktivedanta Swami, his spiritual teacher, are coming in a long line of spiritual teachers, which is known as the Brahma, Madhva, Gauriya Sampradaya. So Sampradaya, the word Sampradaya, refers to a lineage or to a tradition. And this spiritual lineage begins with Lord Brahma himself, the original person within this universe. So it's a very ancient spiritual lineage. And in a spiritual lineage, these yoga wisdom teachings that I'll be speaking of later on tonight, and also the kirtan, the process of kirtan, and the various other meditation practices that we follow and teach, these are handed down from one spiritual teacher to the next. And it's like handing down a very valuable mango from the top of a mango tree. And it's passed down from one spiritual teacher to the next. And as the mango is handled very gently, the mango gets a little bit sweeter. Something more is added to the taste of the mango. So this very valuable yoga wisdom teachings and yoga processes and practices that Yoga Kirtan Hawaii teaches are being handed down from one spiritual teacher to the next, and has come down to my spiritual teacher, who has given it to me, and now myself and others who assist Yoga Kirtan Hawaii are trying to pass on these teachings to you and to anyone who's interested. So the program tonight, we're going to be doing some kirtan, And then I'll be giving a yoga wisdom class called Soul Journey, a Spiritual Self-Discovery. And then we'll have a little bit more kirtan. So the whole program should be finished by around 10 past 8 or so. And so we're going to do to start the program, we're going to do some kirtan. And kirtan is the chanting of transcendental or sacred sound vibrations, or what are known as mantras. So mantra is a Sanskrit word with two parts, man referring to the mind, and tra meaning to draw away. So a mantra means to draw away the mind from this temporary material dimension and take it to the spiritual dimension, to the world of spiritual sound vibration. So these mantras, these sacred sounds, are like a lifeline that you can grab hold of, and also and be pulled from this material dimension to the spiritual world. And this spiritual world is known as Vaikuntha, the place of no anxiety. So of course in this time of COVID-19, with the risk of sickness or people losing their jobs and economic uncertainty and so on, definitely we would all like to be in a place of no anxiety. So please take advantage of these transcendental sound vibrations and to go to a space or a place where there is no anxiety. So kirtan is done in a call and response manner. So my wife Radhi Sham will be leading the kirtan, and as she chants the mantra, we all listen, and then we respond. And so we're going to be chanting a mantra, Madana, Mohana, Murari. Madana, Mohana, Murari. So mantras are the name of the Supreme Person, or words about him or spoken by him. So as you chant the mantras, please rest in the transcendental sound vibrations and take shelter in them. I don't know if you need to turn it. I didn't. I already had it. Oh, so this is Radhi Sham blessing. Hi, Bo. Namaste. Radhi Sham says she moved the camera in the wrong direction, so maybe you didn't see her. So sorry about that. Anyway, she'll come back and you'll get to see her when we have a little short kirtan after the yoga wisdom talk. So before speaking on yoga wisdom, first I'd like to offer my respects to my spiritual teacher, Jagatguru Siddhasarupananda Paramahansa, who, as I mentioned earlier, is coming in a long line of spiritual teachers and has very kindly taught me yoga wisdom and the various yoga processes, including kirtan, or chanting the transcendental sound vibrations. And I'd like to offer my respects to all of you who are watching. Namaste. Please accept my respects. Thank you very much for listening. So the program tonight, Yoga Wisdom Talk, is it's called Soul Journey, a Spiritual Self-Discovery. So discovering the answers to questions like, who am I? Why am I here? What is the purpose of life? Why am I experiencing suffering? These are the real questions of life. That we should be seeking out the answers to. Who am I? So this is a spiritual topic. So this is a spiritual program. So clearly, what I'm going to be speaking about and teaching is that actually you're a spiritual being. You're not material. You're not this material body. You're not material. You're actually spiritual in essence. And so this question of who am I is absolutely vital and so important that we actually seek out answers. Oftentimes people, they go through life seeking out the answer to who am I, and they're thinking in terms of what is my purpose in life, what am I going to do with my life, what kind of job am I going to get, how am I going to get educated, how am I going to fit into society, how do I fit in with my family. It's a bit like when you get a little puppy. We had a puppy once, and the puppy had to figure out where he fitted into the pecking order. My wife and I, we have 3 children, so there's the oldest one, then there's the middle one, then we had a young daughter, and he wasn't quite sure whether he was superior to her or under her, so anyway, people, we spend our time trying to figure out where we fit in life, where we fit in society, who am I, what am I going to be, what am I going to do. This is how we tend to think. But we should be questioning deeper than that. Who am I really? Who am I really? We all understand that this material body is temporary, that it's come into being, it's come into existence at conception, and then it's grown, and then we've taken birth, and then we pass from different ages in life, from boyhood or girlhood to youth, and then to maturity, and then to old age, and then at the time of death, this body ceases to exist. This is the definition of death. The material body no longer functions, And so, but this doesn't feel right. We know this isn't right. We know we're just not this body, that we're just this combination of matter, of atoms and molecules and cells that have all, and a collection of organs and, like brains and intestines and tongues and eyes and noses and hearts, livers, kidneys, and so on, a collection of limbs, bodily limbs and internal organs. We know when we're not this. Intrinsically we know it. And there's various different ways we can go experience that we're not this body. But this body essentially is, it's like the skin is like a leather bag. It's like leather, and inside the skin, the skin can look kind of nice and attractive, particularly a beautiful woman. You see a beautiful woman's face, you think, wow, or she has a nice figure. Then we think, oh, she's so very beautiful, but underneath, there's the saying, beauty is only skin deep, right? So, because that's generally, meant to mean that, well, a person may look beautiful, but inside, what are they like? What is their personality? What is their characteristics? Are they a nice person? Are they a good person? But we can take this saying, beauty is only skin deep, a step further and consider, well, what's actually inside the skin? And when you look at that, well, there's blood and body parts, organs, brains, livers, all the different organs I've already said. I won't go over it again, but this is what the body is. And so we're not that body. We're not this collection, this leather bag full of different organs and body parts. That's not who you are. That's not who I am. And so anyway, I'll speak more about who we actually are and our actual spiritual identity in a moment. But like seeking out the answer to this question of who am I is the most important question in life. Along with, once I understand, well, who am I? Then, well, what is the purpose of life? Why am I here? Who am I and why am I here? What's the purpose of life? These are absolutely critical questions that we need to seek out the answers to. What is my goal in life? And then why am I experiencing suffering? From the threefold miseries. So the threefold miseries are, suffering that's caused by my body and mind. So like my body, it grows old, it gets diseases, it gets injured, I experience pain from the physical body. It grows old. The body goes through what is known janma, vyadi, jara, and mritu. So these Sanskrit words, janma is birth, vyadi is disease, jara is old age, and mritu is death. So every body goes through this cycle of birth and death. So we take birth, we experience disease from a young age until an old age. We experience old age, jara. And this is not so pleasant. Our mental faculties decline. We may even experience senility or dementia or Alzheimer's. Where someone who had previously had high intelligence and great faculties, suddenly they lose all of that. And this is a suffering condition for the family members experiencing this, and then for the person experiencing it. And then, of course, death. Death is like very painful experience as we actually die. And then there's a lot of dying, meaning leave this body. We leave this body, we don't know where we're going. We don't know what happens next. We're leaving all our loved ones, and we're leaving the thing that we are most attached to, our material body. We're leaving that behind. And we're leaving our relatives, and we're leaving as well as we leave our body, we actually leave everything behind that's in connection with this body. So the things that I'm attached to, like my car, my bed, my plate, my daily routine of what I do each day, my clothes, my books, my seat that I sit on, the TV shows that I watch, whatever it is, my house, my job if I'm still working, my garden where I do gardening in, the street where I go for walks, the shops I go and shop in, the sun, the sky, the moon. We leave it all behind, everything that we know and have formed attachments to and have become comfortable with. It's all left behind. So, you can experience a little death when you lose something. You lose something that you're attached to. Suddenly, I lost it. Just if you lose your phone, right? You can, we all have our phones, we're so addicted to our phones now that you take your phone everywhere you go. It's in your pocket or your purse. And, if you have to give it to someone, it's like, oh my God, are you going to give it back? Because it's like our life. Not literally our life, but the life we're living. It's all on our phone, our photos, our emails, our text messages, the internet, our contacts, our calendar, our social media, of course. We're scrolling through our news feeds of social media. It's like, we're so attached to it. So just losing our phone is like, wow, my God, I'm getting so much anxiety. Where's my phone gone? Oh man, I've got to get another phone, So this is just one little thing that we own, is our phone, and yet we experience so much pain when we lose it. So let alone to imagine the pain and suffering that we experience when we actually don't just lose the phone, but we lose everything. Everything that we own and everything that we're attached to, we leave it all behind. So built into every body is the future death of the body. So the pain and suffering of death is built into it. So we experience pain and misery caused by this material body, and then we also experience pain caused by our mind. Like our mind may be very active, and it's always hassling us. It may be full of desire, wanting things that we can't attain. So this leads to frustration and anger. So the mind is like a subtle body. So, and the mind is comprised of thoughts and feelings and emotions, and so the mind is like a constant stream of mind stuff, and it can cause us anxiety. The mind can become greatly disturbed. That's what mental disease is. Where the mind becomes so disturbed, it gets into some kind of some kind of mental condition. We can become schizophrenic or psychotic or whatever it may be. So the mind causes us pain, we have desires we can't fulfill. We have mental anxieties. So many people are in anxiety. So this is, we experience stress and anxiety and unhappiness as a result of this. So this is misery. This is known as Adhyatmika. Miseries caused by the body and mind. And then, of course, miseries are caused by other living beings. Not only have we got our own body and mind hassling us, but everywhere we go, there's other bodies, and these other bodies can be causing us misery and unhappiness of so many different sorts, right? Like, for example, here we have our neighbor has a white cat, and we don't like this white cat. This white cat's always coming over here and sitting just outside our window here, and he's like making all kinds of noise, meow, right? So we get very irritated by this cat. So you have to run out and chase it off, Or it comes in and does its business in our yards, I get delegated the job of going and picking it up, so I get very irritated by this cat. So this cat is another living entity. It is causing me suffering. This is known as adibautika, suffering caused by other living beings. And I'm just talking about the cat, let alone the noisy neighbor or the thief who steals my stuff, or the person who assaults me, or the employees I manage who cause me hassles or grief, anyway, I could go on endlessly about how other living entities can cause us misery and suffering. I'm sure you all have your own experience of this or your own examples of it, so I won't go on too much length about it. Probably I've gone on way too long already. The other kind of source of miseries is natural and social forces. Like, in Hawaii here, we had a hurricane on Sunday. So we're hearing about this hurricane all week, and we're worrying, we're in anxiety. Where's this hurricane going to go? Is it going to come to Hawaii? Is it going to turn away? Is it going to lose force before it gets here? And so we're watching the progress of this hurricane, Hurricane Douglas, as it comes for us. And I'm always looking at the national, the website, the Central Pacific Hurricane Center, watching their website to see where's the cone of uncertainty and where's the forecast track line for the hurricane, and and this one it just kept coming. It didn't lose speed. It didn't lose the force of the winds. Anyway, so it just keeps coming, and it's like, and then finally, on the day it's supposed to whack us on Oahu here, it's like suddenly 11 a.m. it suddenly jogs a little bit to the north, just a little bit, just like a little, they're calling it a wobble, goes for a little wobble to the north, and then misses the islands. All of the islands are quite miraculous. But anyway, if it had hit the island, so let alone, so we have the anxiety of will it hit us? And then, of course, that anxiety pales into insignificance if the hurricane actually hits us. Then it becomes like a massive pain and suffering, and a major negative experience for those whose houses are destroyed or damaged, or just so natural forces, we're not in control. We're subjected to these natural forces. That's just one example, the hurricane. But also our government hassles us, with the politicians, the government authorities. They're always in some way making requirements for us that we have to meet, and wow, it's a hassle. Do I really have to do that? Just like with this pandemic, it's like, no, you're not allowed to go to the beach. No one can go to the beach. You just have to stay home. It's like, well, gosh, really? That it's like, we're subject to this higher authority. So we're subject to the higher authority of our older family members, of our community leaders, the politicians, the council, the state government, the federal government, and so on. So we're experiencing this. This is known as aridavika. So misery is caused by the natural and social forces. So these are the threefold miseries of life. And so we should be seeking out answers to these questions of who am I, why am I here, what is the purpose of life, and why am I suffering? These are the most important questions of life. There is nothing more important than this. You should seek out, I encourage you, please, seek out the answers to these questions. And this is, the topic here is soul journey, a spiritual self-discovery. So the answer to this question of who am I, right? So most people answer this question of who am I, they answer it in terms of their body. Oh, they identify with their body. I am this body. My case, Caucasian male, X number of years old. Don't want to give that away. I'm an accountant, I'm a businessman, I'm a, yoga wisdom teacher, right? Whatever it is, I identify myself as, this is me. This is me, Caucasian, Australian, and American citizen, So we identify with all these bodily labels and we think that this is who I am. But actually, the reality is that no, this is not me. We're not this, leather bag full of disgusting substances that I discussed earlier. No, that is not you. And you're also not the mind that I was describing, the subtle body. The stream of mind stuff, the thoughts and feelings and emotions and so on. No, you are actually an Atma. And Atma means a soul or a spiritual particle. So you are spiritual in essence. Your very essence is that you are a life particle. So in this gross physical body that's just comprised of dead matter, just atoms and molecules and cells and building into organs and limbs and so on. This is all just dead matter. And the only reason it appears alive is because you, the Atma, the spiritual spark of life, the spiritual being, or the soul, are within that body. And the symptom of the presence of the soul is consciousness. You are conscious of every part of your body. Like where I'm sitting here, I can touch the edge of this chair just a little bit, and I immediately, it sends a message, to the brain cells, and I become aware of the sensation of touch. But as soon as I'm no longer in this body, then there is when consciousness leaves the body permanently, not just in sleep or deep sleep, but when I leave the body, when the soul leaves the body, then no one is conscious of what's going on with that body anymore. There is no consciousness. So when consciousness leaves, this means the soul has left the body. The symptom of the soul's presence in the body is consciousness. So once the soul leaves the body, of course, the body then immediately breaks down. The life force, the life airs that surround the soul and are the symptom of the soul leave. And then the body breaks down and just becomes a stinking mess that has to be quickly disposed of, cremated or buried in the ground, or whatever the particular method of disposing of the body is. So you're not this gross physical body. You are not this subtle material body. You are spiritual in essence, Atma, a soul. So you are spiritual in essence, Aham Brahmasmi, I am Brahman, I am spiritual in essence. But the second aspect to understand of the soul is that you are not the supreme soul. Rather, you are the dominated part and parcel. You are a small spiritual spark coming from a supreme spark, from the supreme person, from God or the supreme person, Krishna, actually. Krishna, the all-attractive person. So you are coming from him. You are a spiritual, just like there's the sun, and then there are little particles of sunlight, or there is a fire and there are sparks coming from the fire. So we are like this. We are like little spiritual sparks or little spiritual rays of sunshine coming from the supreme sun or the supreme fire. So we are coming from the supreme spirit, the supreme person, the Parabrahman, and we are minute. We are minute spiritual particle. So we're not the supreme spirit. And as I described, we are dominated by natural and social forces. In fact, we're dominated just by a traffic light. We're driving in our car and we drive down and, there's a traffic light, I have to stop. We're not in control. So anyone can know that we're dominated. So we are not the supreme spirit. We are just a minute spiritual particle. So this then, of course, raises the question, well, what is my function? Because normally when we identify with the body, we identify our function in life as being in connection with the body. I'm a cashier at a store, and that's my function. Or I'm a business person, and that's my function. Or I'm a teacher, and that's my function. Or I'm so according to our occupation, and then also according to our status in life, whether we're a student, or whether we're married and we're a family person, or whether I'm a retired person, or in different cultures, we may be having renounced this world. So these are known as ashramas. So our occupation is known as a varna, and our status in life is known as an ashrama. So we identify with these occupation and our situation in life, and we understand our function to be in connection with that. But once you understand that, no, you are spiritual in essence, the function of the body that you're currently performing, whatever your occupation may be, or what your status in life is, these are temporary. And you can see this as they change even within this life. And so at the time of death, these functions come to an end completely. There is no more occupation for this body. There is no more social status of this body, because it's a dead body. It's done. Right? So then the question becomes, well, what is my real function in life? What is the function of my life? What is the purpose of life? If it's not this temporary function, if I am not this body, if I am spiritual in essence, and being spiritual in essence, I'm actually eternal. The spirit soul, as Krishna states in Bhagavad Gita, does not come into existence. It does not cease to exist. It's ever existing and undying. You are ever existing and undying. So you are eternally a spirit soul. You exist eternally. So the Sanskrit term is anadi, meaning beginningless, and nitya, meaning eternal. So at no time have you not existed. So with this understanding then, we have to question, well then what is my function in life? What is my purpose in life? Coming back to the original question I was asking, what is my function in life or purpose in life? And so the answer to this question is that we should link up in yoga with the Supreme Person and engage in a loving relationship with Him. So I'll leave it there. I didn't say all the things I was wanting to say, but just a couple of ending announcements. So next Tuesday, on the first Tuesday of the month, on August 4th, which is actually our wedding anniversary, at 7 p.m, there'll be a yoga wisdom class, along with teaching various processes of meditation. So this is our experience meditation evening. On the fourth Sunday of the month, so the next one is August 23rd at 7 p.m, we have a Bhagavad Gita class, which I'll be giving. And then on August, the last Tuesday of the month, August 25th, be a yoga wisdom class. Again, this soul journey, and I'll speak a little bit more about the soul journey. So please see the schedule of events at Yoga Kirtan Hawaii's Facebook page and website and Instagram page for dates and times for additional kirtans. So thank you for listening, and we'll do a little bit more kirtan now for about 10 minutes. Thank you.
Haribol.
They can see you now.
I moved it. Ow. Dana Mohana Murari Dana Mohana Murari Dana Mohana Murari Madana Mohana Murari Madana Mohana Murari Madana Mohana Haribo, everyone. Thank you so much for coming, and we'll see you again
Next week.
next
Tuesday.
week, next Tuesday. Also Monday, guys.
Oh, Monday.
Anyway,
Thursday.
Thursday I'll be doing solo kirtan at 6 p.m. Hawaii time, which is 2 p.m. Australia time, Friday. Okay. Haribo, Hare Krishna.